And it is done.
It is done.
The deed is done.
The deed of sinking.
You know what deed is not done?
I don't know.
The deed of getting fresh food at a Burger King.
Well, I mean, fast food is usually not super fresh, but...
No, it's not, but I'm feeling particularly bitter today, so let's discuss.
Okay.
So I have no complaint about any food that I received from Burger King today, because I did not go to Burger King and receive food today.
What did you receive instead?
You know, as it concerns Burger King, I would like to answer that question another way, but I would be lying. So... So here's what we're going to do. I woke up today with a specific craving. Just a craving for a hamburger. No more, no less.
Okay.
And I thought about all the hamburgers that I could get quickly and cheaply that didn't involve me having to turn the knob on my oven, which is such strenuous work sometimes.
It is.
And so, obviously, that fell to one of several fast food places. I pack up, I jump in the car, because you pack up to go get fast food. It's that difficult of a trek. And
You need your full three-piece suit and your top hat.
Yes. The top hat is there to hold the food just in case you run out of space elsewhere.
Well, obviously. The top hat keeps the food warm.
What is this behind your ear?
A triple cheeseburger.
No, it's actually just the pickle.
Ugh. I mean, I like pickles, but ear pickle, no thank you.
It's not even behind the ear pickle. I drove to Burger King thinking, yes, I would actually like to get a Whopper Jr. and maybe one of their iced coffees, which are good. They actually have the best iced coffee.
Okay.
And I've always liked Burger King burgers better than McDonald's. Well, there was a long line. I don't know if that's because it was Super Bowl day or just because that many people have given up on their lives and have gone to Burger King.
Uh-huh.
But there was a long line, and if you're familiar with the Burger King I'm talking about, or basically any Burger King that I'm aware of in Southeast Michigan, and thereby anywhere in the world, because I've only been to ones in Southeast Michigan, you know that if you're the only person in line at a fast food Burger King, and you place your order, and again, you're the only person in line, that you're going to pull up to that window, and you're going to pay, and then you're going to sit there for 20 minutes. Then they're going to hand you your food, you're going to drive off, you're going to go to eat your food, and one or all of several possible blunders are going to become very apparent. One, the food will taste as though it's been sitting under a heat lamp, which really makes you wonder why it took 20 minutes to prepare. Another is that if you're like me and used to like the chicken fries. Okay, so just as a side note, Burger King used to have my favorite chicken tenders, and a couple of years ago, they did this big advertising campaign on TV where they were talking about their brand new chicken tenders, and I went out that day and tried their new chicken tenders, and they were they were worse than old McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yikes.
And I tried them once and I was never going to try them again, and I haven't to this day.
Right.
But about a month later, I don't know if it was a month later or it was shortly around that time that they introduced the chicken fries.
Yeah, I've had those before.
And the chicken fries taste exactly like their old chicken nuggets did. Except now they gave you this big box of like 9 sticks of them and charged you $2 more than you would have paid for their original chicken nuggets. So no more 99-cent good-tasting chicken nuggets. Now it's $2.99 good-tasting chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And
And they're the fries, too, which are like 70% breading.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were basically the same breading as you would get on the chicken nuggets. They changed those recently, so they're not as good now. They put new breading on it. They're not horrible. The problem is that they don't have a flavor that matters. Kind of like how, like I always tell people I like spicy, but I like jalapeno spicy because it has a good flavor. Whereas almost any other spice, like habanero, is hot, but it doesn't really have a flavor that I can really enjoy.
Yeah.
Same thing with these new chicken fries. They've got a breading on them that just doesn't have any real full and definite flavor that you can enjoy.
Okay.
They're still good, but they're not as good as what they were. And they're kind of grainy and sandy now too, and that wouldn't be so bad. It's just the fact that 3 out of 4 times that you order them, they are rubbery and dry and had been sitting under a heat lamp, even if you were the only person in line. Like, at this point, I wonder if I actually request fresh ones, if they'll get to me faster and they'll be better.
Yeah, maybe.
I've never actually tried that. But it just amazes me that I can be the only person in line and then I still get the weird curled up ones, like they dug them out of the very bottom of the last bag they had.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person in the line. I just don't get how that works. And then,
they saved the bottom ones for you.
I mean, I waited 20 minutes and I drove off with a hamburger that had a stale bun. And then part of the burger's cold. And then,
What?
every single pickle in it is hanging out opposite sides of the bun. Here's the center. It's very easy. It's just some guy's, standing there with one eye open and throwing pickles at the burger. So Burger King just can't give... 1 out of 10 meals at Burger King, roughly, will be presented to you near what you want, with the exception of it. I don't think that they can do non-stale buns anymore. I haven't had one of their hamburgers without a stale bun in a year.
I haven't visited Burger King in probably around a year. I almost never go to Burger King because they are slow and more expensive, and I actually like... If I feel like a fast food burger, I either want to do a good quality fast food burger, like a Carl's Jr. or a Whataburger, or every once in a while I sometimes get a craving for the McDonald's ketchup and onion mix, and for that purposes you can't really go anywhere other than McDonald's.
Yeah, I can do the McDonald's one. I get that craving sometimes too. I like going to Wendy's to get a burger if I can, and I don't know if it's really fast food since it's a sit-down place, but they serve it to you pretty fast. Culver's has good hamburgers, like genuinely good. I've never had a bad hamburger from them.
I tried that maple chicken thing at Wendy's, and man, that was a disappointment.
Yeah, their specialty burgers never really impressed me. I always got either their bacon cheeseburgers or their junior bacon cheeseburgers. None of the Baconators or anything. I don't need that much bacon.
Well, the Baconator's not a bad sandwich.
It's not, but they put enough bacon on it to where you don't taste the hamburger anymore, and I never liked that on a bacon cheeseburger.
But if you've got a bacon craving, the Baconator is about as good as you can get.
It's close. I would rather have a club sandwich when I have a bacon craving.
Fair enough, but it's hard to find a club sandwich at a fast food restaurant.
Well, you can't.
I wouldn't say you can't.
I don't
say
think
it's very
there's a fast food place that makes a club sandwich. If there is, I want to know where. Because, like you said, Carl's Jr. and Whataburger, we don't have those here, so my options are limited.
Carl's Jr. is just Hardee's, so that's the same thing.
We don't have those here either. The last time...
Really?
When we were kids, we had Hardee's all over the place.
Yeah.
The last time I actually saw a Hardee's was in 2005 in Illinois, not in Michigan.
Oh, you're right. I remember. Wasn't that on the way to, ACEN or something?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember
that. Was the time that Joel got that picture where he was, biting into the sandwich saying that's some quality roast beef. That was a good time.
Yeah, good times. Arby's has a club sandwich type of sandwich, I think, don't they?
They do not. They have a... they do have a bacon sandwich. I can't remember what it is, but it's their bread is not good for that kind of sandwich, and I don't know how they manage to make crisp sandwiches taste greasy, but they do. Their French dip is an abomination. Their turkey bacon sandwich is good, which is what I think you're thinking of.
Arby's French dip is all right.
It's the bread, though. They give you this. They give you bruschetta bread or whatever it's called.
I don't have a problem with their French dip bread. It's pretty dang good and absorbent, which is what's important for a French dip.
It's probably just me then. You know how my tastes run. Weird and wrong.
Yeah, weird. Everything you like goes away because no one else likes what you like.
I'm a market foil.
Yeah.
So, I went to the drive-thru at Burger King, and it was just packed, and I'm like, well, okay, so each of these people is going to take 20 minutes to get their food, so this is a hopeless endeavor. So I went to Culver's, and the whole time I was driving to Culver's, for no reason, just other than I'm a generally unpleasant person, I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier thinking about Burger King. They hadn't even done anything to slight me that day.
Other than have a line.
But I just kept thinking that I want to complain about Burger King to someone, somewhere. And then I remembered I know you.
The only thing I really... The only thing that I ever really cared about at Burger King was every once in a while, for breakfast, those French toast sticks they kind of hit the spot. But unfortunately, it turns out that Carl's Jr. also does French toast sticks, but better. So I haven't had any reason to go to a Burger King in over a year.
I have only been going this past year to give them another chance, and it has not panned out. Because I think I stopped going to Burger King for 7 years. And then just last year I was like, maybe they've gotten better. And they hadn't. And it's not so much that they don't have good food. I still think that they've got the best fast food burger, hands down. And I still think that they're, as long as it's the chicken fries, they've got my favorite, chicken side dish or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it counts as nuggets anymore. Not at $2.99. But it's certainly better than McDonald's chicken select strips if they're cooked properly.
I don't think I've ever had the select strips from McDonald's. I stopped eating McDonald's chicken after one time when I was a kid. I got sick from them, and I'm not sure why, because they weren't actually like they weren't like spoiled. It was just that I got sick at the same time that I ate some, and so
it sticks with you. I'm like that.
And so it sticks with me. Yes,
I'm like that with Pink Swimingo Kool-Aid, which I don't even know if they make anymore. But I had to take this nasty, bitter, thick, banana-y flavored medicine, and that was the only thing we had to drink to wash it down with. And I'm never going to be able to drink Pink Swimingo again. That was like when I was 6.
Yeah, same for me with the chicken nuggets.
Yeah. So so the thing about McDonald's is. Maybe their chicken nuggets I could see, but their chicken selects are completely different from their chicken nuggets. They're actually like chicken tenders. Not quite restaurant good, but definitely not as bad as a fast food chicken nugget. The problem is that you pay for that. I think they're $2.99 or $3.99 as well. So they're the comparable thing to Burger King's chicken fries. And unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, McDonald's will have cooked them and served them to you in good condition, whereas Burger King will not. So my favorite is actually the loser again. But that's what it is with all these Burger Kings. I don't know if it's just a case of every single Burger King franchise owner simultaneously became depressed, but they don't do good quality service with their food anymore at any Burger King. The buns are stale. I don't know how you can't keep fresh buns around. And then they're almost as bad as Popeyes, where nobody is ever in the parking lot anymore. And I should be more fair to Popeyes on this one. The Popeyes I'm thinking of specifically in our city is right next to a McDonald's, and it is just the saddest thing. It's like cars going through McDonald's all day, all times a day. It's just they're backed up, but they're getting customers through over and over and over again. Which, by the way, McDonald's gets their customers through the drive-thru. It is amazing. They are just nobody does it as well as McDonald's. There's no fast food place you can go to and get service as quickly and good as McDonald's does it, which is probably why they're the best one. But the Popeyes next to it, I actually thought they were closed. They had closed down these past couple of months because I didn't see any cars there, and the only cars that were in the parking lot were people that were getting out of their car to go to McDonald's because the McDonald's parking lot was full.
It was full, yeah.
But just the other day I noticed there were still people going in and there's still people working there. And it's kind of sad because I love Popeye's spicy chicken. But I know what the problem is. The problem is that, when I first started going there, I went there a lot. I love the po' boy, the Cajun po' boy, and the spicy chicken.
I was a big fan of those too.
But I think
But didn't they get? They got our orders wrong 3 times in a row.
They got my orders wrong so many times in so many horrible ways. They had gotten my order wrong. This is when I stopped going to Popeyes. They
Yeah.
got my order wrong 15 times in a row that I had gone
Yikes.
to Popeyes over the course of a year. And on the 15th time, I had ordered a 3-piece spicy tender from them. I was hanging out with Derek at the time.
Yeah.
And we went through the drive-thru, ordered our food, paid for it, left. We drove away, and I opened up my box of food, and it was just a box of 12 biscuits. I looked over at Derek, and I was like, I'm not going back there. I am done with Popeyes.
I was worried that you had just got like a box that was labeled chicken tenders, but you open it up and it's just coleslaw.
I think 12 biscuits is worse. Who
Maybe.
wants to eat 12 buttery biscuits in a row? It'd be so dry and
That's not a meal. That's a torture.
yeah, it's like I could get through 5 and enjoy myself, but on the 6th one,
I couldn't get through 5. I could maybe get through 2, and then I'd really want something else.
well, I'd at least need a drink.
Well, yeah, obviously.
It was just dumb though, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like Burger King could easily have me as a customer, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But the food is never cooked properly. The buns are never not stale. They take forever to serve you, even if you're the only person in line. And half the time you go there and their speaker is broken. How can you not keep that working? So, like, it's weird, too, because the guy that owns the one that's nearby me, he just remodeled the place a couple months ago, and yet his speaker broke down a month after he remodeled, and he just let it be broken.
That's odd.
So, I mean, there's part of me that thinks that places like that and like the Popeyes next to McDonald's are just fronts for drug runners. Like I seriously think that in the case of Popeyes. And in Burger King,
Yeah.
in Burger King, I'm suspicious just because there's a lot of people that work at that one that have prison tattoos. But there's also a nice old lady that works there too, and she didn't seem to have any prison tattoos. I don't know, maybe she's a...
You can't see where she has the prison tattoos.
I don't know if I'd want to, but
Yeah.
maybe she's some gangland mafioso that I'm just not aware of. But
They call her Big Mama.
I keep looking on the menu to see if there's like hidden items that you can order that are like references to drugs that you can buy. It is really weird though, and it's just like part of me kind of wants to tell them, look, if you guys make the food right, I will come back here. I eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
I mean, in some cases, there was a time this last year where I think I had McDonald's every day in a row for like a month and a half just because I am so lazy sometimes. I don't know how I don't gain weight, but there you have it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do. I don't eat French fries and I don't drink soda, so honestly,
It helps.
you have to eat a lot of McDonald's to gain weight from it if you're just eating their hamburgers. They're not good for you, but they're not weight gainy foods.
It's a question of moderation, right? I mean,
There's that too. I mean, I can eat 4 McDonald's hamburgers. I don't know why anyone would want to.
right? Yeah. If you eat 4 McDonald's hamburgers, you're gonna feel a little off the rest of the day.
If I eat 2, I feel a little. I can finish 2,
Yeah.
and that's where I have to stop. I cannot eat a 3rd McDonald's hamburger. But that's it, basically. It's just a case of I don't know how Burger King is still in business. I don't know how they're still operating when, like, who wants to go there? I mean, I want to go there, but I don't want to go there. I wouldn't.
I don't know. I mean, it might just be the specific franchises you're talking about because
But
I've
I've-
been to a variety of different Burger Kings and I've never really had the problems you're speaking of.
I've been to all the ones around here, and they all seem to be that maybe they're all owned by the same franchise owner. That might be what's going on.
Maybe they just don't like you. Maybe you just give them the stink eye, or they give they're like, oh, it's this guy again. We're gonna give him cold food and hope he doesn't come back.
But I hadn't been there for 7 years.
They remember. Like elephants, Burger King never forgets.
I remember when I first noticed they were going downhill. It was a long time ago. I was just out of high school working at that liquor place, and I went to that one that was like on North Line. And I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody else that's listening might, but and it was like they had a bunch of mentally challenged people working there.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the recent things that I've seen about Burger King's, like my sister went to Burger King a couple months ago and actually took a picture before leaving and not ordering food because there was a guy working in his boxers in the back. And,
What?
and she's just like, well, I guess I'm not working here. Or ordering
Eating
food here. Yeah. That guy was clearly working there.
That was. I mean, he lived there.
The saddest part is that it seems like any place anymore. If I go there once and it's like, oh well, this went really wrong, and then I'm like, okay, well, I mean that might have just been a fluke, and I go back, and then it's like a regular thing from that point on. It seems like there's all these places that are just deciding to die out of nowhere, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Maybe you just need to lower your standards.
I think everyone's going to have to lower their standards if this is the case. I mean, I will give McDonald's a lot of praise, but even the quality of McDonald's food has gone down a lot recently.
I haven't had this problem. It's been the same as always for me. And my local McDonald's actually put in one of those kiosks, and I didn't use it the first couple of times I went there, but then recently I actually did use it, and it was actually kind of nice because they had a bunch of options in the kiosk menu that aren't on the wall menu. Like, for instance, they had it was like a special mustard extra, like an extra mustard burger or something like that. That, like, I had one and it was pretty good, but it's not on their wall menu at all, so you would never think to order it.
Oh, I'm looking forward. I'm pretty sure the one that I have lived near all my life has always kind of kept up to date with other McDonald's. So I'm looking forward to when they finally get the kiosks.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 really good McDonald's throughout this city,
Mm-hmm.
and any one of them is a treat to go to dine in.
Yeah.
They're always clean. There's always plenty of seating. They have like oddball cafe style seating, so like whatever floats your boat for sitting style, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But they're nice. I mean, they're not. It's not like going to a restaurant, but it's like going to a restaurant, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like going to a budget restaurant.
But if I had to pick a new favorite that I can rely on, Culver's is about it. You get a good hamburger. They got everything they have is good that I've tried. Their spicy chicken sandwich is great. Their buns are never stale. The food comes to you. I've never had anything that I didn't feel like was freshly cooked.
Yeah.
And it gets to you quicker than a restaurant.
Sure. But wasn't Culver's really expensive?
Compared to... It depends on how you look at it. Like, I ordered a hamburger meal from Culver's, and it was about $8. If I were to order the same thing from Burger King, it would be $7.50.
Okay,
and
fair
it
enough.
wouldn't be cooked.
Right.
So Culver's wins. Now, in Burger King's defense, I would say I like their French fries better, but that's it. The burger is better at... the burger is by default better at Culver's. I really like the flavors of Burger King's hamburgers. I think that they found a way to put flame-broiled flavor in the burger. I don't think they actually flame-broil them anymore. But I do like the flavor. Either that or they're pre-cooked and then they microwave them. But the Culver's burger is satisfying and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give you crappy ingredients on top of the burger. Like, a lot of the times you go to a Burger King or even a Wendy's lately, and the lettuce will be old, and McDonald's doesn't do lettuce, so you never have to worry about that.
McDonald's does lettuce. Get a Big Mac sometime.
I have had a Big Mac one time my entire life. It tastes exactly the same as the Big Boy hamburger from Big Boy's, and I was never a big fan of Thousand Island.
Mm.
It's not bad, but I never felt the need to have another one.
Every once in a while.
See, if I get the every once in a while craving, I may as well just up and go to Big Boy and get theirs, because it's a little better. Plus, I get to sit down and enjoy it.
I mean, there aren't any Big Boys where I'm at, so.
If I've got a choice, though, it's going to be the Quarter Pounder.
The Quarter Pounder's a decent sandwich.
I do miss their Angus burger. Their Angus burger was really good when they had them.
I don't think I ever had it.
They were expensive, but they were good. They were definitely better than the Quarter Pounder.
I think that's why I never had it.
Yeah, they were. I think they charged like $5 just for the burger.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That's the fast food rant of the day. I don't think Burger King is ever going to come back to even a fraction of its former glory, and I really suspect that a lot of them are just going to close down. And it's really sad because it was like when we were kids, every time we got fast food, it was just like, well, should we get Burger King or McDonald's? And it was like Burger King, definitely. And now, if I was a kid right now and I had that choice, I'd be like, yeah, McDonald's. Why are you even asking?
Yeah. Well, I remember the first thing that Burger King did that really started them going downhill was they got really slow. Like, really slow.
Yes, that is the first thing.
That was the first thing that happened. And then they started playing around with their, classic food items, like the chicken nuggets and such. And since then, I just haven't really ever been, I don't know. I mean, like, what I'll usually get at Burger King is like a Whopper. And the problem with the Whopper is that it's usually not made with, like, the lettuce is too wet when they put it on the burger, and so it ends up getting very soggy very quickly.
Yeah, I always wondered if they like threw it on the burger while it was still being heated up or something. There was because they weren't always like that.
I don't know. I never really had Whoppers until relatively recently, meaning like the last decade.
I used to get them when I was younger. They were better. They were much better. It was great. You could when we were in high school. You kind of got to wonder. Like, I mean, part of the reason you don't see kids out and about as much, like you don't see a lot of teenagers just hanging out at places anymore. And I suspect that expense might be part of that, because I used to be able to go to Burger King and get an entire Whopper combo meal, supersized if I wanted, for less than $5. I think it was $3.29 for the meal, and then it was $3.79 if you supersized it, or maybe $4 something. But under $4, and it was a meal that filled you up. That the same time they started slowing down was when they really started experimenting with their French fries too.
Oh, yeah.
They used to have really crappy French fries, and then they had really good French fries, and then they started making the good French fries really crappy, and then they got thick new French fries, which were okay, but they always made them crappy.
Yeah.
Because by then they were in full crap mode. And there you have it. The life and times of Burger King.
Life and times of Burger King.